Have you been dissatisfied with your overhyped Tesla experience? Are you wondering if others are feeling the same?
So anytime we run out of juice, we can just pull right over and
Today we will be discussing the few bugs in Tesla observed by users, so let's get into it. Number 1. Information Security Vulnerability. It was discovered a while back by Jacob Archuleta, a researcher. There was an information security vulnerability on the web browser of the Tesla Model 3 automobile. If the user of the car's boarding computer visits a specific website, the entire touchscreen becomes unusable. This vulnerability observed was letting attackers to trigger the initiation of the computer process, which would overwhelm the boarding computer, hence the screen freeze. Now this is dangerous because it turns off the autopilot notifications, the speedometer, the climate controls, the navigation, and every other important function on the Model 3. This can lead to the driver getting very confused and possibly getting involved in car crashes. For instance, if the screen freezes and the driver is unable to see the speedometer, the driver may unintentionally overspeed and cause a crash. The CVSS version 3 of US National Vulnerability Database allocated a base score of 6.5 to the vulnerability, which signifies that it is of medium severity. In acknowledgement of Tesla's bug bounty program, the vulnerability was reported quickly. In response, they released a software update version, which users of Tesla vehicles must install for the functioning to progress normally. Number 2. Tracking stop signs. A very significant feature of the car is the autopilot option, which has also been observed to cause some problems. Apparently, Autopilot was having trouble recognizing obstructed stop signs because the company only trained the Autopilot system to detect particularly obvious stop signs. However, in reality, not all are so obvious. Stop signs take a variety of forms and appearances that can make them hard to identify. They're no longer just oversized icons on a pole. They're often waved by construction workers, hanging off of school buses, or paired with other signs. In response to this reporting though, Tesla is using images from the existing dataset to train a model to detect obstructed stop signs. They sent this model to the fleet with instructions to send back similar images. This gave them tens of thousands of new examples, and these new examples were then used to improve the model's accuracy of detection. Number 3. Most Packable Car. A group of hackers released a video to show how they could hack into the wireless connection of a Tesla and take over the screen. The group claimed that this demonstration was to indicate the immense vulnerability of the wireless connection in cars, and which, if amplified, could be applied to multiple vehicles simultaneously, therefore a large-scale hack. Now, if the hacker has control of the screen, the hacker can suggest malware be downloaded, and just with that, the potential access to the car's operation would be in the hands of the hacker, who now would have control of the car and could potentially sabotage it. This group wanted to alert users and potential buyers of the dangers of such connections, and now none of the cars come with an apparent method to disconnect the car from a wireless connection. It does seem quite risky to have brakes, engine, steering, and all connected wirelessly, and therefore susceptible to hacking. They even rank Tesla as the most hackable car due to its history of hacks. Number 4. Dog Mode. Tesla introduced the Dog Mode in addition to child safety to make it possible for the car to be climate controlled in case there is a child or a pet left inside. Now this feature displays a message on the screen that clearly displays the temperature and reassures passersby that any animal inside the vehicle is fine. People were initially quite happy with the feature and appreciated the company for updating this. However, soon the feature started indicating some problems. It started out that the dog mode only functioned properly if used on auto. However, if you try to adjust it manually and leave the pet inside, the AC would just turn off on its own. This can be a big problem because after one person tweeted to Elon Musk and let him know of this issue, a few others spoke up also, and in turn that many end up changing their fan speed manually to adjust the climate quickly, which can be a problem, especially for those who use dog mode frequently, especially in those extreme temperatures like the heat waves of Seattle. The company was quick to respond though. Elon Musk himself replied to the tweet of the user, who reported this and told him that it will be fixed, which it did. The update text says, dog mode will now restrict any manual climate adjustments except for temperature, so drivers should no longer be able to accidentally deactivate it. Number 5. Autopilot Trouble. A few glitches have been observed in Tesla's autopilot technology. In fact, there was a very prominent car crash in 2018 that resulted in the death of a driver to a glitch in a supposedly impressive feature. As the drivers of Model X approached a left exit on US highway, the software apparently got the lane switched up and the car steered to the left, putting itself in between the space between the diverging lanes. It was was only seconds later that the car crashed into a concrete lane divider as it was going at 70 miles per hour. At the time of inquiry, after the driver died due to the car crash, it was revealed by friends and family that the driver had complained about the glitch issue a few times prior to the crash as well. Apparently the system glitched in the exact same spot twice before, which was confirmed by the wife's official statement, as well as the data records of the car, which showed that the vehicle drifted toward the lane divider twice before too. Except the driver was able to get a hold of the steering wheel and bring it back to the proper lane. Except this time, he couldn't. This wasn't even the only crash that implicated Tesla's autopilot. Hopefully it has been improved by now. A reporter claimed, "We urge Tesla to continue to work on improving autopilot technology and for NHTSA to fulfill its oversight responsibility to ensure that corrective action is taken when necessary. It's time to stop enabling drivers in any partially automated vehicle to pretend that they have driverless cars." Number 6. Garage open failure. The car also has a garage door opening feature which can assist drivers in opening their smart garage doors, which is available through HomeLink, but apparently a lot of users are not happy with the functionality of this feature. One reported that the feature would not work when the car is in reverse, which is how the driver wanted to park the car, but the door would refuse to open while the car was in reverse and only worked when it was on drive mode, which was extremely frustrating for the driver. Another reported that his feature stopped working after just 5 to 7 days, and even though the car detects the location, shows the HomeLink button, it still does not automatically open the door. Nor does it work when he presses the button manually because the UI does not successfully deliver the signal according to him. Others reported that it is very moody and functions on its own convenience. Sometimes it works, other times it does not. No apparent pattern of the failures, this is a common problem witnessed on the Tesla forum. Number 7. Backup camera. The backup camera also became a problem, and although this bug has now been fixed, it was a problem for a long time. The backup camera turned black for a little time when you enabled that mode, which would be very frustrating for drivers since it was difficult to reverse it and required some time to start functioning normally. Number 8. Voice commands. A few people observed that the voice commands were giving them a lot of problems, and even though this bug was supposedly fixed, there were still people who had difficulty with it, so it is worth mentioning. Drivers complain that when they push the voice button and say a command, the words appear on the dashboard, but then disappear, and the commands do not get implemented. It can take a lot of repetitive attempts. Sometimes it doesn't even work after that. A lot of people even faced an issue in which whenever they used the voice command feature, it shut off all of the sound, which included navigation and radio. And the only way to fix that and resume to normal functionality was to restart the car, which can obviously be quite tedious and frustrating. So while the company has received many bug reports from drivers who ended up having dissatisfactory experiences, Tesla also has been extremely responsive to each bug report, and most were fixed with updates that were released. In fact, a bug bounty program was also initiated by Tesla, which encouraged people to report any bugs they found because Tesla claimed that we are committed to working with this community to verify, reproduce, and respond to legitimate reported vulnerabilities. We encourage the community to participate in our responsible reporting process. A platform called Bug Crowd was created, and that would reward reports of any issues, which would then be sent to an email owned by the company. This was very good and responsible initiative by the company, which will enable hopefully all of its possible bugs to be fixed, making it a more satisfactory and safer experience for the consumers. Are you having trouble with your Tesla? Do you know of any bugs that haven't been fixed or addressed by the company yet? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Until next time.